because we have a post-lunch time slot right now, and I know I have the honor of having that, so I need you guys to really pump it up, get over the food coma, and get ready to rock and roll, okay? So we're going to do this. Let me see a show of hands right now. How many military we have in the audience? Active duty, former military? All right, everyone give them a round of applause. Thank you for your service. And then how many law enforcement and first responders we got in the audience? All right, round of applause. Thank you for your service, you too. Thank you. Hey, and I bring this song up because all you guys know, every day we're above ground is a great day, okay? Because everybody, all you guys in here have seen some stuff, you've done some stuff, okay? We got some stuff going on, you know what I'm saying, all right? From the things we've had to do in order to serve. And so every day we're above ground is a great day, and it is a day to celebrate, truly. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to get this going, we're going to talk about unleashing that warrior within everybody, no matter where you're at in your life, how young you are, how old you are, what level you're at, okay? We can always take it up another notch and grow some aspect of ourselves. And the important thing here I want to emphasize to you is this thing about being a leader, okay? Thank you, if you want to be more, do more, have more, whatever it is, being a leader is the way to do it, okay? Everybody in this room is a leader. Some of you lead large organizations. Some of you lead a small team. Some of you lead yourselves. Some of you don't think you're a leader, but you are, okay? You're a leader. Remember that. And if you want to be more, do more, have more, you got to become more of a leader. Again, whether you're leading yourself, you're leading others, you're going to have more opportunity, more agency, more freedom of action. All those things, okay? And it starts with your energy, your mindset, and it really begins in your mind, your beliefs, okay? So who here can believe in the idea, before we get going, I'm going to ask you this, who here can believe in the idea that your thoughts plus your beliefs will impact the actions you take and therefore impact the results you get and therefore your destiny? Who here can believe in that idea? All right, awesome, because we're going to get into this. It's very, very important. Okay, did you know that according to a Harvard Business Review, there's a 45% increase in achieving strategic objectives when the leadership is focused on adaptability and resilience? Did you also know that according to a U.S. Army research project, when we have great small unit leadership, we get a 30% increase in performance overall? And then according to the American Psychological Association, there's a 25% increase in performance during crisis when we have the leadership focused on resilience and grit. Why am I telling you guys all this? Well, I'm saying this because all this is in your head. It's in your thoughts, it's in your beliefs. Leadership, truly becoming the best leader you can of your own life, of your organization, of your team, begins with your thoughts and your beliefs. All right, and we're gonna crush it today. It's gonna be awesome. Becoming an unstoppable leader. First of all, we have to build that unstoppable, resilient mindset. And what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is my own personal philosophy of ferocious optimism, all right? And we're going to explain that and get into it. But before we do that, story time, okay? I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of story. I love this picture. It's a time when I was in Iraq in 2006. If any of you were there, I know some of you were. And I was in First Force Recon. We were conducting direct action missions along with a lot of other special operations units out there to hunt down high-value targets. And I'm going to read this story to you because there's so many details I just don't want to leave out. I don't want to get down a rabbit hole. But I want you to listen critically, okay? I want you to listen critically to this because there are things about leadership, about grit, resilience, mindset, focus, overcoming fear, all these things that we're going to touch on later on in the presentation. But I want you to listen critically for these things, okay? This isn't, like I said before, this isn't, the Ben the Great Warrior talk or anything like that. I got some people in this audience, I know that have done some very heroic things, It was a very flattering, wonderful introduction of me. I don't see myself in that way, but I know I have some no-kidding heroes in this audience, okay? And so this is in order to serve, and I come before you humbly. So I'll read you the story. Along with very strong frontline leaders. I'm ending this story now without going into the graphic details, but I will tell you that a long, close quarters firefight took place, and we did take a casualty. But we did put an end to the terrorist leader and his bomb-making cell that day. Okay, to be an unstoppable leader, we first of all need that unstoppable, resilient mindset, okay? And I'm going to talk to you guys about ferocious optimism, my own personal philosophy, and how that breaks down as I talked about a little bit in the story. First of all, we need the combat mindset. We're going to talk about that. Talk about also controlling our beliefs and our thoughts. And then also, how do we raise our power state, which is our energy and our attitude, to have an unstoppable level of energy? These are the things we need if we're going to be our best, our highest and best version of ourselves as a leader, to lead ourselves and lead others. First of all, combat mindset. Simply put, if you're in a knife fight, expect to be cut. If you're going to be in a gunfight, expect to be shot at. Okay? The combat mindset says that we're ready to push harder than we've ever pushed before, go further than we've ever gone before, and give more than we've ever given before in pursuit of our mission. And I will tell you, this mindset is a choice. This is a choice. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how old you are. I don't care where you're at right now. This is a choice to have this mindset in all things. Be prepared to keep fear as your friend, as a signal that it's time to grow, not to run from fear. It is a daily discipline and a daily choice to live with this. Yes, bearing the strain, as all of you in this room so often do, and I know that. It's also saying we're ready to face uncertainty and fear. We're still ready to step up and take on problems head on, and threats head on, not imagining them away or wishing them away. It's also saying we're ready to seize any opportunity that comes our way as well. And we still have the mindset to go after these things and do these things. Next, the power of belief. As I asked you guys in the very beginning, who here can still believe in the idea that your thoughts plus your beliefs lead to your actions, which will lead to your results, which will lead to your destiny? Who can still believe in that? Okay. So if you believe in that, it's my duty then to tell you that we think 50,000 to 70,000 thoughts a day. All right? And of those thoughts, about 90% of them stay the same day after day after day. Okay? So if we're thinking the same thoughts day after day after day, do you think we're pretty much going to have the same life and experiences day after day after day? Yes or no? Yes? So and this is how it really breaks down. If we're thinking the same thoughts, are we going to make the same choices? Yes or no? Okay? And if we're making the same choices every day, are we pretty much going to take on the same behaviors every day? Yes or no? Yes? And if we're having the same behaviors every day, are we going to have pretty much the same experiences each and every day? Yes or no? Yes? And if we have the same experience every day, we're going to experience the same emotions, which will drive the same thoughts, backed up by the same beliefs, which if we do this over and over again for about 5 to 10 years, is going to lead to a destination, which is your destiny. That's how this cycle works. Okay? So if you change your thoughts, you can change your life. Everything you want depends upon the way you think and the beliefs that back these thoughts up. So as a leader, leadership is a skill. Leadership is also an action. It's an activity. But first of all, we need to change the way we think and change what we believe that's backing up those thoughts. The next thing you have to have is the power of belief, the belief that you can change, the belief that you can make change. Because if you don't believe you can change, that's when you truly begin to suffer. You must believe that you have the ability to change your situation. This matters so much. Again, change your thoughts, change your life. If you want to be more, do more, have more, you want to grow in some aspect of your life, it all begins in your thoughts. Power of belief, the belief that you can change. Incredibly powerful. The next part about ferocious optimism, it really begins with the belief that each and every one of us has a unique personal genius, is what I like to call it, or a unique talent or ability. There's something special about you that when you discover it and you develop it and you focus on it and you grow it, you can become the very highest and best version of yourselves to bring to the world, to bring to your team, to provide the most value that you can in the world to your team, okay? Because sometimes the gift of your work is the greatest thing that you can give. But again, if you don't believe you're special, it's almost like Muhammad Ali used to say, right? I am the greatest. He always say all the time, I am the greatest. And then he went out and proved it, all right? And I can't tell you how many people I've had the privilege to work with, okay? I get to work with a lot of really interesting people, very successful people by a lot of people's, opinions, okay? And success really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. But these people that I've had a chance to work with, the unifying factor among all of them that have really accomplished their goals and their visions is, first of all, they had a vision. Second of all, they believed they were special. They believed that there was something unique about them or special about them, even if it's slightly nuanced, that they're willing to bet on themselves and believe in themselves, that they had the power to make change in their lives. They had the power to overcome adversity, okay? And then they worked like hell. They worked with ferocity to achieve their vision. okay? And I know all of you know all about work ethic, okay? But don't lose sight of that belief. Never, ever lose that power of belief that you have the power to change your situation now. Because I know from experience, we go through things that throw us off. We get sick. We have trauma that happens. Nobody likes to talk about trauma, but trauma happens, right? Things happen that throws us off. We might get in some bad way of thinking that messes us up. Change your thoughts, change your life. Sometimes change your thoughts, save your life. And we're going to talk about that later too, in real time. But also, the slow drip of the poison of the negative thoughts you have in there. I can't, I won't, someone said this, someone did that, this happened, it's my fault, I'm blaming myself. You gotta break free of that. You gotta break free. And we're gonna talk more about it, okay? At risk of me going off on an hour tangent here, just on this topic alone. Who here likes the F word? Okay? I mean, sometimes we gotta use it, right? Sometimes, I'm just gonna say, right? Really, because this is why it matters. Faith is so important, you know? The power of faith is so important. I don't know what you guys were thinking of, but I know what you guys are thinking, right? I like to use that too all the time. But really, sometimes you have to know like you know that you can overcome it. You can learn it. You can grow into it. Whatever's happened, okay? Because the hits keep coming. We accomplish one thing, we get to the top of one mountain, we think we're there, and all of a sudden you get up there like, yeah, and you look, there's the next mountain, and there's the valley below. Or you get hit by a storm when you're up there. Anyone see that movie, Everest? Okay, you get hit by the storm, you're up there, I did it, and all of a sudden the storm comes, all right? Highs and lows in life. The one thing you need is that combat mindset. You need the power of belief that you can change your situation, and you can weather the storm and keep going to that next mountain peak, the next one. But you gotta have faith for that. One thing, again, unifying among a lot of people I work with, is this ferocious optimism. The team, the story I read to you, ferociously optimistic, courage, belief, combat mindset, all the way, braving crazy odds. Some of the entrepreneurs I've worked with, vision and belief, and they just keep going, keep working, they're developing it. Everyone thinks they're nuts. Next thing you know, they're doing it, okay? 100% for real. You gotta have faith, you gotta have belief, all those things. It'll change your life. And a lot of these things you already know. I know that. I'm reintroducing it, I'm reheating it. We're gonna reinforce it and strengthen it, okay? Some of these things are not new. Just you gotta hear it again. Just like elite athletes, we gotta hear it over and over again, do it over and over again. Brilliance in the basics. Energy, your power state. This matters so much because energy is everything. The more energy you have, the more you can overcome obstacles. You can face challenges. Energy is everything. We gotta have the energy. And there are three parts to this. Your mental focus, what you choose to focus on, okay, because that will affect your energetic levels and your emotions. Your physical energy, how you raise your physical energy or don't raise it, okay, we're gonna talk about that. And then your self-talk, the things you say to yourself. Are you a good coach for yourself? All right, your words matter, okay? Your words matter. Who believes that? Real quick tangent, who believes the words matter? Who believes how you talk to yourself matter, right? Let me give you an example. How does this work for you guys right now? Okay guys, raise your energy, raise it. Yeah, anyway, you raise your energy and you do a lot in life, right? Okay, I'm gonna talk to you guys like this for a little while. Everyone motivated right now? You guys pumped? Right, your words matter. Oh, remember this, I'm gonna go friggin' nuts right now. I hate when I hear people saying things, they think it doesn't matter and they think it's just a bunch of BS. It's not a bunch of BS. Okay? You gotta have a power phrase for yourself. And we're gonna get into that in a minute before I jump the gun. Mental focus. You gotta have the discipline to direct your mental scope, your mental sights, your iron sights, your reticle, whatever you wanna call it. Your mental focus, okay? Where the weapon's gonna fire, your mind is the weapon. What the Marine Corps was saying was, one mind, any weapon, things like that, right? Any Marines here? Where are my Marines? Hurrah, Semper Fi, finest fighting force in the world. We'll have a separate breakout session afterwards. All right, but it's true. It's true. It's really true. Whatever you focus on, you're going to develop in your life. You're going to get more of it. Okay? So I suggest you focus on what you want. Okay? Focus on what you want to get in life, not what you don't want. Don't sit there, wake up in the morning scrolling, doom scrolling, all this BS. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, I hate this guy. You're a mess. You're a freaking mess already. Okay? Before the day even starts, you're a mess, right? And we turn on the TV, and then we do this. That. Focus. This is not a friggin' rehearsal. Right? We can't go backwards in time. This is for real. We're moving right now. And I'm gonna tell you guys some stories, things you'll never even expect. You can't prepare for. They just happen. Stuff just happens, okay? And this is when you really have to direct your mental focus. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Number one, focus on what you can control, not what you can't control. Because you can't control the things you can't control. Serenity prayer. Anybody know serenity prayer? Just going off the rails here. Great, perfect. Thank you. Okay? Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, because you cannot, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. I'm telling you, I say it to my beautiful girlfriend, Natalia, in the back. Natalia, wave to everybody real quick. Thank you for filming, for everything you do. Thank you so much. I say to her all the time, I have to focus on the controllables. I can only control what I can control. And that's it. The hits keep coming, baby. Waste my energy and be like, I'm going to worry about something I can't control. No. But what you can do is next, after what you can control, focus on what you can influence. Influence operations. We all know that. Military, law enforcement guys, everything else, okay? Secret squirrels in here. Influence operations, right? Branding, marketing is also influencing operations. Branding, marketing, key leader engagements, information operations, deception plans. We're not going to go down that path. But all these things, okay, to influence the outcome that you want to get. You may not be able to control it, but you can influence it. Someone else can control it, all right? You may want to put some energy there too. But you cannot put energy into things that are just out of your scope of control. Okay? You're wasting your time. And guess what? Time is marching on. Time is marching on. Are you wasting your time? What are you doing with it? We all have 24 hours in every day, right? 60 minutes in every hour, 60 seconds in every minute. What are you doing with it? All right, I'm really going off the rails here now. I don't have you guys for a 6-hour seminar. Self-talk. The next thing, okay? Who here, on a fairly regular basis, and we're going to jump back into physical energy real quick, but I have to ask this. Who here, on a fairly regular basis, asks themselves, why am I such a dumbass? Yeah, me too. Or my other favorite, right? Why am I so freaking stupid? Right? Well, guess what? If you ask those questions, you're going to find the answers to those questions. That will come to you. You'll get a lot of reasons why you're so freaking stupid, why you're such a dumbass. It's going to happen, okay? Better questions to ask yourself. How can I grow from this? What's the lesson to be learned here? All right, and I know it's hard, trust me, when you really do feel like a dumbass, you really messed it up, and there's a low chance you messing it up, but you still messed it up. I'm a card-carrying member of this club, okay? I got a lot of experience in this area, but it matters. You still have to direct your mental focus to what you can control and see what can be harvested from the ashes. See what can be harvested and taken, what lessons can be learned, because that might just be exactly what you needed to get the W, all right? The loss you had, failure's never final, we're going to talk about that, but the loss you had and the questions you ask yourself, the post-blast analysis, right? The post-crash analysis, the post-mortem, whatever you want to say, you might harvest the lesson that's going to take you to the next level where you need to go. And you got to push through the pain, push through the fear, sacrifice more, combat mindset, all that stuff, power of belief that you can change your situation to get there, all right? But in order to get there, you're going to need physical energy. And we're going to talk about this now. Let's talk about who exercises fairly frequently. Okay, good. Guys, listen. The best way to change your physical state, to change your energy, is to get up and move. You got to get up and move. All right? They're showing studies now that even 2 minutes, who's got 2 minutes to get up or go for a brisk walk? Everyone in here's got 2 freaking minutes to go for a brisk walk, okay? This will change. Okay, let me qualify this. I don't mean 2 minutes and you're done, right? I mean 2 minutes like every hour, all right? 2 minutes every 15, 20 minutes. Don't say, I did my 2 minutes, Ben said so. Then you call me in a year. You're like, it didn't work. I did your stupid 2 minutes and I gained 100 pounds, dude. You suck, you're terrible. Okay. 2 minutes every hour, 30 minutes, get up and just brisk walk, move. I don't care, shadow box, dance, do something. The fastest way to raise your energy level, okay, is through this. The next way, and please get a physical fitness routine. Please do it, all right? It's showing so much for longevity, health span, lifespan. What you do with your physical bodies matters, okay? So please do that. But the 2 minutes really does work. Quick energy boost, okay? I'm trying to get you an energetic change to get your core power state, which is your attitude and your energy, up, okay? Who here sleeps 8 hours a night? You'll get it up. That's all right. Don't be embarrassed. They're winning, by the way. They're winning. They're right. These are the champions. I know you guys. I know this community. Trust me. I know it. The water and ammo and no sleep. Sleep is for you know what. Sleep's not for me. Too tough to sleep. Yeah, let me see how that works for you when you're laying out in the cold and you haven't slept and you're speaking in tongues. And you're like, huh? And you're getting whacked in the head because you're screwing everything up. Okay, who here is sleeping 6 hours a night? Come on. All right, there we go. Sweet spot. That's me. 6 to 7 hours. 6 to 8 hours is a sweet spot. Who's sleeping 3 to 4 hours a night? Come on, bring it up. Don't be embarrassed. All right, okay. Listen, guys, we gotta talk after. All of you, we have to talk after. You gotta protect your sleep. And I do know about chronic pain. Trust me, I was in so much pain I couldn't sleep. I was taking stuff, all that doesn't help. Get to a pain clinic, get it figured out if it's because of pain. Or you can't even lay down. Or if you're getting issues, you got stuff going on, right? Mental health, emotional health, get help. Get help. You gotta sleep. Sleep is your #1 weapon so you can capture your time, live with the most emotion you can, the highest, best emotions, have the best quality of life. I don't care what everybody else is accomplishing. I care about you getting to your next level and having the best quality emotions you can, the best life. It's not about money, it's not about this or that or whatever. It's about you getting to your next level and having the best experience you can each and every day. I freaking love what I do, all right? Hope it's obvious. But I mean, like every moment, the highest and best quality emotions you can have, all right? And sleep, very important. Movement, very important. Guys, protect your sleep. Next, most people spend their lives hypoxic, okay? We had one of our SEAL brothers in here yesterday, and we talked about hypoxia. They're skip breathers. They swim, they try to reduce all the oxygen in their body so they experience what it's like to almost pass out. Cool, that's your thing, go for it. But for all of you, I don't want you hypoxic. Here's why. Bad negative energy, bad emotions create stress on you, stress in your cells. Stress in your cells cause your cells to mutate and to struggle. Okay, the doctors, you can correct me in the science later. But struggle in your cells, oxidative stress, DNA damage, sickness, disease, even cancer. This is what they're showing, okay? So if you're breathing like this, like a dog all the time, stress breathing. We gotta get you to take full breaths. We gotta get you to be mindful. Combat breathing is a real thing. When you're in extreme stress, and you're in real danger, go back to your breath. This goes back to like the samurai in ancient Japan. All ancient warriors knew about this. Go back to your breath. As you're fighting, remember to breathe, okay? As you're engaged in battle, remember to breathe. Real stuff. When you're in business battle, about to make a big decision, because maybe the markets are tanking for some reason. I don't know, right? Or maybe stuff's happening. Maybe you have a new competitor who's trying to crush you. And you're about to make some decisions that you're risking, right? You're risk. It's not a gamble, but it's a risk. You gotta go back to your breath. Because we fill our minds with oxygen, we can make better decisions, okay? Really quick, I'm gonna do a breathing exercise with all of you. Because I want you to understand what perfect practice looks like. Because everybody says, practice makes perfect. Who believes that? Okay, true, but there's one part missing. Perfect practice makes perfect. If you're practicing screwed up, you're gonna remember it and do it screwed up, okay? Here we go, ready? We're gonna do a technique called Tumo breathing from the Tibetan monks, okay? Which is made really popular and famous by Wim Hof, the Iceman. You guys all probably heard of him. We're gonna do quick repetition, 3 reps, and here's why. This is like an espresso shot for you, okay? The quickest way for me to get you an energetic boost. I'd really like you to do 10 or 30 of these if you have time, but quick 3 will recenter you, calm your parietal lobe in your brain, which is overstimulated, doesn't allow you to think. Okay, it'll give you a moment of clarity where you can take action. And if you're an extremist, you're in danger, or you're in stress, business battle, or real combat battle, or family battle, whatever, this will save you. Okay, here we go. Ready? When I say fully in, we're all going to breathe in. I'm going to say let it go. You're going to let it out 3 times. Here we go. Ready? Fully in. Let it go. Here we go again. Fully in. Let it go. One more time. Fully in. Let it go. Who can feel that? Can you guys feel that? Yeah, I can feel it already. You feel a little more clarity, a little slight of a bit of a head rush. When you do 10 of these, it's really going to take you to another level. It's going to calm you down, but also make you more alert, okay? You need the oxygen in your brain to think. when things get tough and things get stressful. You need it. I'd like you to do even 30 of them. The added benefit of this, it's like 5 minutes. Go into a quiet room, or you're in your car, just do it, okay? The added benefit is this is gonna actually move your lymphatic system, and it's gonna protect and boost your immune system as well too. Lots of benefits, okay? My real purpose right now here today with you guys is to serve. I wanna give you something that I know works, that my clients and people I've worked with have told me it really works. It works on me. This is how, this is what I do. I'm on the journey with you. I'm not some big guru or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, 2 years ago I gave a talk talking about some of my issues and problems, okay? I need all this stuff, all right? It helps me out, okay? So I believe it will help you, and I'm trying my best I can serve. So please, if you take nothing else away from this talk, remember physical energy, get up and move, breathe, okay? Sleep. The next thing is hydrate. If you're not, most people are dehydrated too, and if you're not drinking like a gallon of water a day, okay, you're behind. And if you can't do that, get as much as you can. But I usually suggest drinking 2 bottles of water, 2 12-ounce glasses first thing in the morning. Because we lose 2 pounds of water when we sleep. Nothing works right. Your body doesn't work right when you're dehydrated. You know your visual acuity goes down. So my shooters in the room, the visual acuity goes down when you're dehydrated. You lose 10% muscle power. Okay, I got some strong-looking dudes in here that are still, out there battling it out in the streets, right? 10% muscle power with dehydration. There are a lot of reasons to stay hydrated, okay? And yes, you'll need to run to the bathroom. Yes, you will. But you'll be stronger, you'll see better, shoot better, think better, everything, and you'll just feel better, okay? So hydrate. The next important part of all this is really what you put in your body, nutrition. I know everybody likes those 7-Eleven hot roller dogs and hot roller, they're like chimichanga things, whatever. But I want you on an empty stomach to eat one of these puppies and see how you feel, okay? Do you have brain fog? I know you do. Some people are like hardcore, they're like coffee, keep the coffee, coffee's good, right? But then they go ahead and get that little roller meat thing, mystery meat, and they go to work, right? I'm telling you though, try it without it. Have some clean energy. Pay attention to what you eat. One of the things that I've backed up with some doctors as well too, and there's a lot of literature out there, ChatGPT, just ask it and you fact check everything, but is processed meats. Processed meats, they say, will lead to cancer faster than smoking. For all my smokers out there, smoking's not good either. Smoking's not good, but processed meats, you gotta really pay attention. You gotta pay attention because it tastes good. I know it tastes good. Love all that stuff too. But we got to make choices. What are we going to do with our lives? What are we going to do with our time? How do we get to our next level? If you want to win, you want to get to your next level, you want to be more, do more, have more, get to your next level. Again, I don't care. This isn't about money or, we say success, whatever. It's what you think success is, and you want to get to success, you need energy. You need the power of belief. And you're going to do whatever it takes to win. And if that means cutting out the 7-Eleven roller food, cut it out, all right? If that means you protect your sleep better, that means you do that. Whatever it takes to win, but you need more energy. You need more energy. This is everything. The transfer of energy as a leader matters. You want to motivate people? You can't motivate people from behind. I'm too tired, you guys go on. Okay, if you got shot, you got it. You got something happen to you, cool. But otherwise, you got to lead from the front. You need this endurance. You need the endurance to keep going, to take the hits over and over and over. And trust me, I know. This is my world, military, combat, all stuff like that, right? But I know, trust me, in business, it is draining. It's scary. You could lose everything. Your employees lose everything. Your team, okay? You're a leader in law enforcement or the military. Scary stuff, man. You don't make the right decision, bad stuff's gonna happen. And if you're too tired, you haven't been sleeping, this is a causal fact, this is a contributing factor. Causal factors for the event, the plane hit the ground, right? Or a chute did not open, jumper hit the ground. Impact of the ground caused the death. Yeah, but what led to the chute not opening? What were the contributing factors? The rigger didn't sleep the night before, was out partying. And so he screwed up one thing, death, right? I'm saying to you, there are causal and contributing factors to all these things. I had a chance to talk to Coach K once from Duke, and we're down in the Cameron Arena or whatever. I'm not a basketball guy, but I realize it's a big deal to get to talk to him one-on-one. And he was telling me, he's like, Ben, I won't even allow my players to sigh if they miss a shot. Look at the NBA guys, they're really the best ones, right? Like LeBron, he misses something, he just doesn't even care. He's like, didn't even happen. And all the fans are like, wow, you missed, how could you miss that, But he knows what he has to do. He's the one in the arena. Coach K said, I won't even let them sigh if they miss a shot, especially when we're in the extreme competition. And here's why. He said, and again, I use the example of Christian Laettner, I'm dating myself, but let's say, one of his, Bobby Hurley, somebody misses an amazing shot, right? And it goes off. If he goes, that other team is inbounded the ball's flying. By the time he looks up, visually acquires who his man is, sees what's going on, that ball is next to him, his guy's behind him, and they're going to score. And you all know, like in Final Four, high-level basketball, how fast, I was never a basketball player, a football player, but how fast that game moves. And if you don't score one time and they score, you're done. And they do it again, you're done. Because then you start getting in your own head, you're mad now, you miss a shot, now it's your guy that scored, you're like, again, and then they'll just do it again, and they'll do it again, and they'll do it again. It's like golf. You get mad in golf, you're done too, right? I'm not a good golfer, but these guys are all so stone cold. They do something terrible, they're just like, didn't even happen, okay? Not even a sigh, Coach K said, not even a sigh. You got to move on. This is the next play mentality. When I was a football coach, I coached football, linebackers. So I coached at the varsity level in high school. Then I also had a chance to coach in Division I as a player coach after I had a career-ending injury. And so next play mentality is so important. You cannot go back. We can't go back in time. Okay, the next play is coming, especially in a hurry-up offense. You missed a tackle, or this guy did this or that, or you missed a possible interception, or with a fumble recovery, you didn't get it. And if all of a sudden you're beating yourself up, hurry-up offense, they're already down the ball right there. You're still reeling about the last play, and people are yelling at you. Boom, you just get run over. You gotta let it go, okay? And this will protect your mental and emotional health. Next play mentality, let it go. Next play, learn the lesson, play the next play. It will protect you, trust me. Okay, failure is never final. We need to have a growth mindset at all times. Know that you may not be able to do something right now, but that does not mean you cannot grow into it. Learn the lessons that need to be learned, harvest the new ideas, go forward and make it happen, okay? You are not who you were yesterday, a year ago, 10 years ago. You're stronger in many ways. And I'm not talking about physical strength. Your experiences, what you've learned, your wisdom, even if you screwed things up. Sometimes it's really good you screwed things up. We learn more from failure than we do from success. Sometimes we don't know why we're successful. I made all this money. Now I'm going to blow it. I don't know what the hell to do with it, okay? Great. You don't know why you're successful. You don't know why you won, but you'll know why you failed. You'll remember that, okay? So I'm telling you, sometimes failure is a good thing if you learn the lessons, all right? I don't recommend staying there too much. Learn the lessons and move on, all right? But the growth mindset says, I may not be able to do it now. I may not have learned it yet. Yet is the key, but I will, and I can. I can grow. I can have more skills, more abilities, more intelligence, all these things, okay? And even if part of me physically is not what it was, but I can be strong as hell here. Combat mindset's a choice, right? Power of belief is a choice. Learning, growing, become more powerful than ever, leveraging technology. How much physical stuff do you need, okay? I'm talking about you guys. You guys are ready to go. All right? The learned helplessness is a part of a fixed mindset that I really don't want you to have, okay? And it's best exemplified, the best example is of a baby elephant, let's say like in Thailand or somewhere, okay? Or, wherever you ever had a chance to play with a baby elephant. I had a chance to play with one. Everyone met a baby elephant before, baby elephant, yeah? I mean, no one, just me. They're like puppies. They come right up, okay? They come right up to you. They put their trunks around you, and they're goofy. They're like kids. They literally look at you and smile. It's the weirdest thing. I was like, what the hell is this big and scary? They're huge. And you're worried they're going to sit on you, right? But they're really friendly. They're really kind of funny, and they're floppy. They don't realize how big and strong they are. So when they want to lock these things up, they just tie a loose rope around its neck, and they tie it around a tree. Like, it's not secure. But they're so goofy and floppy like a big puppy, they can't get away from it. So they just lay down, they sleep. No big deal, right? That's how they secure it. By the time it's an adult elephant, it could rip the tree out of the ground, let alone break the rope. But it no longer tries to break the rope. Because better get that, it's probably important. Because it has learned that it's helpless. It's learned that it's helpless. It can't break the rope back then. I can't break the rope right now. Okay? I stopped trying. Okay? I want you all to really challenge yourselves and think, where in my life have I learned that I'm helpless? Where right now in my life have I learned that I'm helpless? That I couldn't do it back then, so I'm just like, I'm done. I'm not going to try again. A lot of times I hear this from people with weight loss, physical fitness. They're like, yeah, this is not for me. That doesn't happen. Sometimes it's other business challenges, or sometimes it's something they've always wanted to do, but they gave it a try once, and it just didn't work out, and they're like, I don't ever want to try it again, even though they secretly really do want to try it again, okay? Remember that. Learned helplessness is a real thing. Examine yourselves and see, where is that? You're not helpless. You're not who you were yesterday. You're not who you were a year ago, 5 years ago. You're better, you're stronger in so many ways. And I'm not talking, I don't care what your 40-yard dash time is, but it's probably gone down. But you're stronger, better in so many other ways, and you can grow into it. Growth mindset for yourselves and for your team is essential. To have a powerful organization, a powerful team, and to be an unstoppable, powerful leader. You need to have the growth mindset. Fear. We have to be able to overcome fear if we're going to be our highest and best version of ourselves as leaders, as individuals and as leaders. Okay? Fear is the most contagious four-letter word, the worst four-letter word, most contagious thing out there. As leaders, you can't show fear. You just can't. It's okay to admit it every now and then, but I'm just telling you, the mask of command matters when you're a leader. Okay? You're gonna have to find ways to deal with the fear. And it's okay to talk about it. Say, yeah, I'm feeling it too, but I'm moving forward. I'm going to do it. Okay? You don't have to show it. Never forget, I was a second lieutenant in the Marine Corps, and we had a speaker at a Marine Corps ball. He was a Iwo Jima veteran. Okay? It's about as worst. It's about, in the history of the world, is the worst it gets. Right? 25,000 casualties in 3 days. I think like 5,000 killed. Something, you can fact check it. I'm just glad I was never in that. Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. As much Marine Corps history is there. He said to us, he's about 90 years old, never forget, first thing, he's talking about jumping out of the Mike boat into the water, having to jump to get air. He's doing this thing with his weapon to get to shore, right? Because they're getting shot at and all this stuff. He says, officers, show no fear. I'm like, holy crap, what have I gotten myself into here? Like, this is the expectation. This is the expectation. It's a very tall order, but fear will take you over. It'll take your organization over. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. Fear, okay? One thing about fear is that it kills your dreams. Whatever your dreams are, and again, like I said, I don't care where you are in life. I don't care how old, how young, what level you're at, okay? There's another mountain to climb. We achieve one goal. We want to hit another goal. Growth is essential. Your personal evolution, personal growth is essential. In the interest of time, I'm not covering all of these things. If you guys were here with me for a full day, I would. But if you want to have more meaning, more fulfillment in your life, more satisfaction, more joy, you got to keep growing. Fear will stop you from growing, okay? It will stop you. It will stop you from pursuing your dreams and your new vision now. It will stop you cold. So we got to learn how to fight through fear. We're going to talk about that. 3 types of fear that really kill everybody. The fear of criticism, shame, being embarrassed. I'm going to tell a story about that. Kind of funny. Next is the fear if we're embarrassed, we're criticism, we're shamed, we're judged. The group that we really want to impress, we're afraid they're going to ostracize us. They're going to kick us out. We're no longer going to belong. We're not going to have admiration. Not going to have respect. Maybe not going to have love. Okay? That's what stops us in our tracks. We're doing something different that they didn't expect us to do. And we're being judged. Okay? 2 types of fear. When we're kicked out of the group, this is the fear of psychological isolation, which is really the fear of death. This is the 3rd type of fear. The fear of death is really the fear of psychological isolation. Okay? And this is how it works. I'm telling you guys some fear stories right now. Some of them are pretty funny, some of them aren't so funny. But I think you'll get something out of them. All right, this is a time when I was operating up in up near Abu Ghraib prison. You can see here on the road, up gun system there. This is the road going up to Fallujah. These beautiful signs all shot up, really nice. And what you can't see on the side there are the burned out Humvee Hulks. Okay, this is a time when they killed the Blackwater contractors. They hung them from bridges. All that savage stuff's going on. A very, very kinetic time over there, okay, in 2004. I took this picture. I think it's an award-winning photo. I need to submit it to National Geographic. Okay, we're really happy here. This is me with my EOD tech from my raid force. We're really happy here because we're alive. So that day, just quick stories here. That day we got called to do some hasty raids. We're doing some hasty raids, follow on quick intelligence, target after target, capturing some people kind of in the morning. And then we came back to our compound, got mortared. Always a fun time. It wasn't that effective, but you see it blowing up over there. I'm still here, I'm good. But then we were on a key leader engagement, got mortared some more, just because they like to do. That's how they welcome you into the neighborhood. Welcome. And then, so we get back from that, and we get a call to investigate an IED with the Army. And so because we have the EOD assets in our raid force. So we go out, attach the Army, and they're going to do a cordon search operation and setting up this big operation around this urban area. These are pretty big urban areas in Ansar wa Salam, near Zaydan, all stuff that's outside of Fallujah. Operation Phantom Fury is going on. Okay, we were doing supporting things outside of that. Okay, so we roll up in our Humvees. We've got upgun systems, 50 cal, Mark 19 on top of the trucks. Army peels off, continues their cordon and search operation. It's like a big company size or battalion size operation going on. So they're close by. To me, it felt like they were a million miles away. We stop, we park, we get out, and they're sitting about the back of the room, maybe more, probably 50 meters, 75 meters, is a large propane tank sticking out of the ground. Okay, they hadn't yet put it in the ground. And it's got stuff coming out of the top of it. It's got like wires, det cord, all these things. Going off into high grass off to our right. There's some high grass to our left. The road is elevated, okay? It's elevated up a bit. And there are apartment buildings, about 4-story apartment buildings off to our right and off to our left, okay? Let's give you a little picture. So in my mind, we get out, get set up, I see this, and I'm like, all right, I don't know, honestly, I was usually the raid force commander, like didn't really know what are we doing with this, and so he's the expert. I'm like, okay. He's like, sir, I'm going on this alone. I'm doing this one alone. I got this one. I looked at him, I'm like, no, I'm going with you. I'm like, this is what Marines do. Again, belief system. It wasn't even an option. Before I could even think, before I could let fear take over or really realize what I'm going to do, I said, I'm going with you, here we go. And he looked at me and kind of smiled, and he's like, F yeah. He's like, all right, let's go, let's do it. So I'm like, I'm gonna go with him, I'm gonna cover him, and that's just what Marines do, right? It's not even heroic, it's just, you don't let someone go alone out there. And I said, hey, if you die, I die, that's it. And he's like, all right, cool. So we go, we're walking. As we're walking, I'm starting to replay this in my mind. I'm like, maybe you should have gone alone. This isn't such a good idea. And so I'm walking, and three or four options come in my mind. And as we're going up, right? This is probably, honestly, we probably just should have run there. We should have just sprinted. Because as I'm playing these scenarios through, we got the upguns protecting us, but they're gonna get the first shot. So number one, armies chase them away. They're gone. These dudes will blow you up and kill you so fast, right? These are some savage people, okay? I don't care what anybody says about them. They're pretty good fighters in the way that they fought, okay? Army scared them off, they're gone. Yes, that's what I'm holding on to that, walking, right? Number two, they're gonna mow us down as soon as we're in the middle of the road. My eyes are growing now. In my head, I'm thinking, that's when I was like, I don't know if this is such a great idea. Maybe we should have picked a different co. Maybe we should just shoot it. Why didn't we just shoot it? What are we doing right now? So we're walking. And then number three, they're waiting for us to get there so they can just blip us and vaporize us. Because wouldn't you, honestly, if you spent all the time building this thing, I just thought about this literally just now with you guys in here. Wouldn't you, if you built this thing, you're like, here they come, no, don't shoot them, wait. Get them, right? So then I'm like, holy crap, this is like a salt lick. This is a deer hunter salt lick. And they're gonna blow us, and I'm like, well, at least I won't feel it. Now let's go. So we go out there, haven't been shot yet, cool. We get up there. My point being with all this is my head is getting messed with. And again, master command, I'm not telling them that, man, good to go, we're good. Don't worry about it, okay. Walking up, I got you, brother, don't worry. All this other stuff's spinning in my mind. I'm having to control my mental focus. My belief, first and foremost, is boilerplate. Marine Corps does a good job brainwashing us, right? I'm good. There's no turning back. This is what's happening. But like a little hamster in the back is all these other thoughts dancing around. I'm keeping the hamster underwater. Like, you can't think that right now. And so, I go up there, we do it, we get up there, it's a big IED tank, what do they call it, propane tank filled composition B explosive. They scrape out the inside of mortars, they stuff it in there, pack it down with pressure, all this stuff like that. Det cord is in there, firing wires, it's going off in the grass. I'm like, they're really gonna blow us up, I think. This might happen. And I'm like, well, at least we won't feel it. We didn't get shot yet, they would have mowed us down already. There's no sense in them waiting this long. And then we didn't get blown up, which was pretty cool. I'm still here, I can tell the story, right? So he goes ahead and he does his procedures, and he does the whole thing and diffuses it. I did nothing other than his moral support, and I'm like, well, if he gets shot, at least I can return fire and you die like a warrior, right? Honestly, your belief system matters. So we made it out of there, but again, this is practical application of using these techniques I'm talking about to overcome fear. We gotta overcome fear if you can be the best leader you can be. You have to. I don't care if it's in battle, it's in business, it's in life, we gotta be able to get through fear. And use these techniques to control your thoughts, direct your mental focus. Believe you can change your situation. And sometimes You got to fully commit. You got to fully commit, and that's it. Fully commit, no turning back. These are my snipers. It's an appropriate photo. It's not supposed to look like this, but on the screen it does. My snipers up at Abu Ghraib prison. Very well hidden, you can see. You can't even see them, they're so secret, you can't even see any of them at all, right? Which is not true, it was really a good photo. And they are some stone cold killers, 100% professionals. Any snipers in the room? My snipers? Okay, well, I know that for sure. We had two of you yesterday in here, but these are real professionals in this science, right? Art and science. And so on this day, the big guy in the shadows there, who's a monster, said, you know, hey, I need you to come in the team because so-and-so is getting short in a week. He's got a really bad feeling. I don't want him out there. I'm worried he's going to do something. Something's going to happen. I said, great. I was usually the commander of the raid force. And I said, okay, cool. I'm coming along. I've done some OJT sniper work before. I'm not a school-trained sniper, but I've done OJT. I can get on there with his direction as a chief scout. I can do pretty well. And so I go on the team, and away we go. We get our briefing, mission briefing, and boom. We set up in this beautiful piece of real estate that is on sale right now in Ansar wa Salam. And we're watching this stretch of road for an IED emplacer, and our mission is to kill him. And so we go with a infantry company. They go and do a cordon and knock operation, a cordon search, and they make a lot of noise. The purpose is a deception plan to get us planted inside this building. So we set up inside here, 4 of us, only 4. And we establish our hide site, and we are waiting. We're waiting. Give you context, at that time, we had lost some sniper teams doing similar missions, okay? Counter IED, interdicting rat lines of where the bad guys would sneak around in like the high grass areas and stuff like that. I think around that time, there was a 4-man team, I believe, wiped out in Zaydan, Marine snipers, okay? They got compromised. How it works is this. You've seen the movies. You guys have seen all this stuff, right? Where the locals come, they run up, they see you or some little kid, right? And they discover you, and then they run away. And everyone's like, oh no, we're caught. Yeah, you are caught. Because then they tell, they're like, big bad guy, I found someone. Now don't kill my family. Yeah, and so they do, right? I don't mean to be so flippant, but you guys know the deal. You know the story. This is how it is, right? And so they tell the big bad guy, big guy gets all his people, and they run on down there, and they kill you down to a man, or they capture you, even worse, or you're fighting for your life and you escape. Maybe you get out of there. Or they kill you down to a man, or they capture you, they cut your head off and put you on video, right? This was real stuff happening back then, and this was, no kidding, a fear. Don't get caught. Fight to the death. Get out of there, ENR, escape, don't get caught. Do not get caught. So this is all preloaded, right? So the target time comes. Target time comes and goes from intelligence that he's coming. Now my lead sniper, my chief killer, is off the gun taking a break. He's been on glass for a while. He's off the gun. We're rotating through. It's my turn on the gun. I'm rotating in, give him a break in case he shows up, right? I'm on there for about an hour. So after about 15 minutes, all of a sudden Chief Scout, the big guy, goes, stand by, stand by, stand by. He's over my shoulder. Like I said, I'm looking through this hole. And we have netting, stuff like that, and the weapon's pushed back so you can't see. It's not like sticking out of the wall, right? All the sniper tradecraft you can imagine, right? And so I get on the glass and I look, and really the glass was too powerful, so I just looked over the top of it. Here comes this beyond the lookout vehicle, red pickup truck, right in the kill zone. Exactly what they said, all the propane tanks in the back of it, there he is. Chief Scout's like, stand by, headshot. Stand by, headshot. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I get down, set the weapon up, I'm in there. I'm already down, right? I just set the weapon up, I get my reticle set up, look through the scope, put the crosshairs on his head, the back of his head right now because he's in the pickup truck. He's got a friend with him in the passenger seat. And he's like, just stand by, stand by. All I need him to do is to get out of the car, get out of the truck, touch the propane tanks. That's all he's got to do. And our target engagement criteria was he touches the propane tank, kill him, and kill whoever's with him. Okay, that's green light. If he doesn't do that, you cannot do it. Okay, there's very specific guidance on this. So, I wish it wasn't so specific, but it was. So, he gets out. Chief Scout's saying to me, stand by, headshot, stand by, stand by, stand by. He's out. I've got the crosshairs on his face. His face is as big as this inside the scope, right? Marine Corps sniper rifle with glass, a sniper scope. I'm looking at him. I can see every expression. Kind of, does his hands a little bit. Okay. Looks around, goes to grab it. Stand by, headshot. He wants to make sure he doesn't survive, right? And it's so easy. It's like 200 yards, not far at all. And like anybody could make this shot, okay? If I missed, I would have been the laughing stock. It would have been so bad. So all of a sudden, he's reaching down, he stands up, reaches in his pocket instead, pulls out his phone. And he starts looking at his phone. He starts looking around. He starts looking at the buildings. Then he's looking at my building. Then he's looking at me. I'm like, oh no. He jumps back in his vehicle, gets out of there, he's gone. We're compromised, we're burned. Somehow, some way, someone burned us. I don't know, okay? I'm guessing from somewhere up in these higher buildings, someone must have somehow spotted us, or someone had a feeling about something. I have no idea, okay? This is when things got pretty crazy. Right about then, within a short amount of time, it felt like half the town came out to surround the building. And I know that's not probably true, but in my mind, from my perspective, being up there in a 4-man team, preloaded with all the context I told you about, people getting wiped out and all this stuff, to me, it felt like half the city was out there. And they're yelling and they're shouting. They came fast. They're throwing rocks at us, big rocks, like flying in. We're getting hit too, okay? I don't know if they're trying to provoke us so they have an excuse just to wipe us out. I don't know. Or they're trying to get us just to get numb to the rocks. They start throwing grenades. I still think about that, okay? People are popping up here. Starting to pop up, we're drawing down on them. I still spotted no weapons. I can't start just killing people. I just can't start killing people yet, okay? There's no justifiable reason to start just smoking everybody, all right? Right about this time, they breach in through the front gate. We had that barricaded, and we have the metal door inside here barricaded as well. We had trip wires set up with trip flares to scare people away in case they're just interlopers that got in there by accident, not with intention to kill us. Next, coming up the stairway right here, inside is a Claymore mine. Rear security was holding down the stairwell with a command detonator for the Claymore mine. There are 4 of us, like I said. They're breaking into the front gate. Right about this time, okay, fear comes in and closes my mind out. Literally like this, like tunnel vision starts closing down. I just sat for a minute. All of a sudden I'm getting numb. I have this alkaline taste floods my mouth that I still don't know what it is. I've asked doctors about it, things like that. I've never tasted it except in extreme mortal danger where, I thought this could be it, okay? Flooded my mouth like I was licking a battery. This alkaline taste. Craziest thing, I'll never forget that. It's just taking me over because right now I'm thinking, this is it. All they need is start throwing grenades and the bad guys can be from anywhere around here and do a volley shot of RPGs on us. And this is all gonna become hot rocks flying at 1,000 miles an hour at us and spalling and all these things and grenades. And they're gonna start hammering us with a machine gun. I'm playing all this out. This is what I would do. That's what I would get these guys. I'd suppress the hell out of them, maybe kill them with some of these devices, and then we'd go inside and finish them. So I'm already playing this out in my mind, okay? In that moment, I had to get control. This is only about 1/1000 of a second, okay? I had to get control of my thoughts and my emotions, what I was thinking. I directed my mental focus immediately on what I could control. I knew I could control how we would go out. I never focused on losing, I focused on winning, okay? But I thought, if this is gonna be it, we're gonna go down fighting. I'm not gonna die like a dog right now. And I got friggin' pissed off. I got angry. Controlled my emotion, I chose an emotion. Anger and fire, that's what I chose. I said, I'm gonna get pissed off, get angry. I look at my guys and go, let's go. It's us versus them. We're gonna fight, we're gonna win, and we're going home. And Corporal Ramsey pulls out his fighting knife and he's like, oh, fuck yeah, excuse me, okay? He's like, hell yeah, all right? Pulls out his fighting knife, he's like, yeah, hell yeah, sir, let's go, let's go. Everyone's like a football game. They're like, yeah, let's go. Okay, sniper rifles away, grenades are coming out, okay? 203 is getting loaded, all this stuff like that, ready to go. Okay, 203, the grenade launcher on the M4, ready to rock and roll. Immediately getting my wherewithal in my head because I know it's a thinking man's game. I've got 3 other fighters with me. I can pause for a second. Thinking man's game. What's a commander supposed to do, an officer supposed to do? I know what I'm supposed to do, protect these guys. Call the QRF immediately. Keep calling until we get them. Luckily, we got them, okay? QRF was an infantry rifle platoon. They're gonna have close air support overhead, but we still got about a 10-minute, 15-minute wait time. Maybe if they got hung up, maybe 20 minutes, I wasn't sure. Luckily, we got a hold of them. But I was able to think of these things, okay? And yes, it's an automatic procedure, but fear can make everything harder, okay? The fog and fear of battle can make everything more difficult, where you can't think. So long story short, we did survive, okay? But I was able to control my thoughts and my emotions in the moment. These things work. Infantry platoon showed up, the QRF, Quick Reaction Force, and got us out of there. And I'm still alive to tell the story, okay? I don't know what happened. I don't know what would have happened. Could have gone another way. We got lucky and got out of there, all right? I'm telling you guys another story. You can't really see this, but this is a theater, okay? So I got done doing all this crazy combat stuff, and I came back to California, and I'm like, all right, I need to do something that's going to blow my hair back a little bit. I need to get myself, do something exciting, something different. And so I decided to enroll in acting at UCLA, right? Something totally different, another kind of fear factor. I thought, all right, cool. Now these people are for real, right? I mean, this is like deep end of the pool. These are they're really serious about acting. I was like there to kind of just check it out and get a little thrill. So I do pretty well at UCLA, and they invite me to go to the Second Story Theater, to join the Second Story Theater in Hollywood, California, in West Hollywood. And when I'm there, they're like working actors there. I think like Sean Penn came from there, Michelle Pfeiffer, Cameron Diaz, a few other big names came out of there, but they're working actors inside there. And they're very good at their craft. And I tell people, imagine if every day you show up to do what you do, like as a speaker, and you guys are all professional speaking critics, right? So you're getting ready to get beaten about the head and shoulders every day. You could do this better, that better, this wasn't good, or sometimes it's good. So the first day I'm there, I'm in the theater, and I've got to do this monologue in front of the whole crew, right? So I'm in the theater, I'm up in the top, in the cheap seats, and I'm third or fourth to go, and there's this girl in front of me. She's from New York City. She's trying to make it in LA. She'd done Broadway. She'd done off-Broadway. She's a triple threat. She can sing, she can dance, she can act. She looks the part of the Hollywood actress, okay? And she's up there, and she's going, and my teachers, they obliterate her. They eviscerate her. They kill her. You can't act. You don't show any emotion. You think you can make it here because you made it over there. The old saying, you make it here, you can make it anywhere. I don't know. They were trying to destroy her, just killing her. I look down. My heart is beating out of its chest like this. I've never felt so much fear, more than even the last story, right? I'm sitting there, I'm like, come on, Ben, you got this, you can do this. I'm starting to panic, right? I'm like, did they bring me here as a joke? Did they bring the Marine here just to embarrass him? Be like, this guy's terrible, you don't want to be like him? Okay, honestly, okay, Ben, you can do this. You've done some scary things before. You can handle this. I'm like, no, I haven't. Combat was great. It was easy. I was prepared for it. This is terrible. Blow me up, kill me, but don't embarrass me. This is going to be like Simon Cowell. You're terrible, you're horrible, get out of here, you should never even be here, you have no talent. Literally, you have no talent, you're gone. Nothing like that. At least if I died in combat, I knew they'd be like, hey, you died as a warrior, it was warrior's death, we honor him with what he's done, so I kind of had that going for me. This was like, you're terrible, you shouldn't even be here, get out, you're gone. This was the fear of death, the fear of shame and criticism off the charts, the fear of embarrassment off the charts, and the fear of being kicked out and ostracized of the group off the charts. I sat there like unbelievable, okay? So it's my turn. I walk on down there just like the IED walk. I walk on down, okay, I got this. I'm saying all this self-talk to myself, and I get down there and I do my monologue, and it all goes fine. I'm like, oh, la, 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 it goes fine. Everyone's happy, I'm happy, and I get out of there. But there are different types of fear, okay? Different types of fear. Some of these things you can never prepare for. You can't be ready for them. And they just hit you, right? And you just have to encounter it. So different types of fear. All right, I asked this yesterday too. Who here has been to SEER school? Okay? Okay, good, I know. All right, so I'm in SEER school. Survival, evade, resist, escape. And after a few days of being on the run, them chasing me, they capture me, they capture Comrade Ben. They rough him up, okay? I can't talk about everything, but they rough me up. And then they decide they're going to put Comrade Ben in the fourth day when I'm starving like a wet noodle broken in this box. Ben's going in this box. And they're jumping up and down. Come on, get in the box, Comrade, get in the box. They're using this like fake Russian accent. They stuff me in there. It's a small box, man. I'm in there, and I discovered in that moment that I had claustrophobia. I'm not kidding you. In that moment, I felt this sudden scream from my toes come up, I wanted to scream, get me out of here, I quit, let me out of here. Literally, I felt like I couldn't breathe. I was having a panic attack of the worst order. Again, I'd never encountered anything like this. There's no way to prepare for this. I didn't even know this was gonna happen. You know, I had no idea. And I think that was the point. So I go in there, but I knew I couldn't quit. If I would have quit, I would have been kicked out of my unit. I would have been kicked out of that unit. I never would have had the privilege of serving with those people in that first story I read to you, okay? I'd never been allowed to go into forced recon. I would have been gone. And I knew this. And I also, if I quit, I couldn't have faced myself. Even worse. The vision I had of myself, I could never have faced it if I would have quit in this moment. So in that moment, I feel like I can't breathe. Everything's falling asleep. I'm hurting so much. I want to quit. I want to scream. I want to get out of there. I'm like, is this all worth it? And I said, find a breath. I found a little crack this big. And I went in a little crack. I started breathing. I put my face up to it. And I said, just take one breath. You're okay. Self-talk. Go back to my breathing. Take one breath. You'll be okay. I took a breath. I said, take another breath, you'll be okay. I took another breath. I said, you'll be okay. And pretty soon, I kept breathing, kept telling myself I'd be okay, and the next thing you know, I was okay. The next thing I was okay. Because I passed out, okay? Later, a psychiatrist asked me, he said, how long do you think you were in that box for? I said like 5 to 7 minutes. He said, you were in there significantly longer than 30 minutes. Okay? So what I want to say to you guys is that when you feel like you can't take one more breath, you got to take one more breath. When you feel like you can't take one more step, that's when you got to take one more step. And you got to keep breathing, keep moving, and keep stepping forward. Because all of these things I'm talking about, all of these things were things I'd never encountered before, but I just kept on going. Your body is so much stronger than you can ever know, and your mind can take so much more. You can take so much more. No matter what level you're at, what point in life you're at right now, this is a choice to embrace this mindset of growth, the belief that you can change, okay? That you can have more, be more, do more in life. And I'm saying it on your terms, success on your terms. And just remember, okay, if you want something you never had before, you want to be something you've never been before, you got to do things you've never done before. And the key here is that everything you've ever wanted, and I mean everything you've ever wanted, is on the other side of fear. Keep on stepping, keep breathing, push through that fear. It's been such a pleasure to be here today with all you guys. Thank you so much. And this is how you can get a hold of me. If you want to leave me a review, you can go ahead and leave me a review there, or give me feedback. Tell me I'm terrible, tell me I'm great, or you want to tell me your own story, please, ben@benpappas.com. And that's how you can get a hold of me on my socials. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure to be here. Thanks, brother. Do this.
Anyone have any questions for Ben?